the way it happened?
Yeah, kicking so many points is always frustrating, and I think our start was frustrating too. You know, it's 2 weeks in a row where we haven't started well, and that was disappointing. But yeah, you never like to lose a game, and just disappointing.
How much did the injuries have an effect on the way you finished the game?
Oh, obviously a little bit, but I think North Melbourne were down to two anyway, weren't they? I think they got an injury late and were down to 2. But yeah, the injuries didn't help us, and losing Heath early in the game never helps, particularly a guy who was pretty fresh and hadn't gone to Perth, and we were relying on the 6 guys we'd brought in to really bring a bit of freshness to our team. So losing one of those guys, and then with Kale going down, that hurt our structure in the back line, because you know, playing Fletcher on a small, I think, was really helping us with our ball movement. But having Fletcher have to go to Petrie hurt us in the end.
What's the confidence of the group like? I mean, obviously you gained it really quickly at the start of the year when you're up and going. Can it drop away just as quick?
It can, but I think we played reasonably well. I think the effort was there. There was no doubt, you know, our effort was there. Our start was poor, but the rest of the game our effort was there. So yeah, the guys want to win, and they're disappointed that they haven't won for 4 weeks. But I wouldn't say that the confidence is shot. I mean, we understand where we are. We understand we're a developing team that, you know, that has a lot of work to go before we get to where we want to get to, and the players understand that too. So we're not, you know, I don't think confidence is gone, if that's the question.
I know you do your best to say otherwise, but do the expectations sort of inevitably out of your control, they sort of rise with the start that you have, and that can make it a bit unfair in a way?
The expectations don't concern us, and I don't think that whether people expected us to finish wherever, and if we don't, then that's not a problem. I mean, the thing for us, as I've said, developing a team that can compete when it's our opportunity, and that's what we think we're doing. Losing the last 4, I suppose people can judge or doubt or say that we lack confidence, but for us, we're pretty confident what we're doing is right. We're pretty confident for periods of every game that we've played we think we had a chance in, and that we just see players doing the right thing 80% of the time, and when they do it 90% of the time, we'll probably win more games.
James, just some of the games recently, there's been a pattern of you tend to be ahead in the inside 50 counts. You tend to be level or ahead in contested ball, but the ball use seems to be, if you go back to the Richmond game, you go back to this game, with quite a lot of ineffective kicks. Is that a fair summation of what's happened?
Yeah, it is, but this week we had more shots as well. So, you know, we had more shots at goal than North Melbourne, I think, in the end, and we kicked 12-18. You'd expect, I don't think that was a ball use thing today. I think the Melbourne, Fremantle and probably Richmond game, it was a bit about our ball use, but there's no doubt that we need to develop more composure around the ball, use the ball better, and that last kick, whether it be at goal or into inside 50, we need to improve. And that's what we've been working on a lot, and that hasn't changed as much yet, but I thought we used the ball better today than we used it in the Melbourne or the Richmond game. So it's improving, but it's not to the level that can win us a game, or has won us a game in the last 4 weeks.
What's the latest on Heath, Jack?
I think he got hit in the head, and he's fine. He's walking around, he's talking. He's half time I had a chat to him, and he knew where he was and knew everything about him. But you know, with concussion or the threat of concussion, I think the AFL's made it very clear that they want the players looked after, and our doctor Bruce Reid has always been very concerned with concussion. So it wasn't ideal. As a coach, you don't want to lose a player that early, but we understood for Heath's safety, and we should. But you know, we're hopeful that for next week he'll be fine. But we'll wait and see in a couple of days.
Is that a really difficult situation, given that you end up losing a player not very long after that in Booker with the hamstring? So you're able to make a call in a very short period of time. You're calling for the sub, then you're down. Effectively, you're down 1. Whereas if you hadn't and he was able to play,
it's not a hard call in this situation, because it was pretty clear cut that you need to come off, but I can see where you're coming from, because there are some, and there have been some, where you just give it a bit more time and you wait and you see, because if you get a hamstring like we got, then it really hurts you. But that's the game. I mean, did we lose it because of that? I don't think so. You know, there are other reasons why we lost it, and that's the way the AFL's put the rules. You know, you've got to make those calls, and the sub rule forces teams to make a call on players earlier than perhaps they would like to.
What did you make of the contact between Hocking and Delaney?
I thought we should have got a free kick. I thought it was a free kick, but nothing probably more than that.
Hurley was sensational, so I thought anyway. And I think he'll be out next week. He looked like he had a calf.
No, Hurl's had a tight calf, but he's fine. Yeah, he played very well, and he's a great competitor, Michael. And we missed him for the 4 weeks he was out, but no, he'll come up for next week.
What's the early call on Hookers?
A very garden variety 3-week hamstring, so we'd expect him to miss the next 3 weeks.
So are you confident there's not a recurring theme that's sort of crept in over the last 4 games, or if there is, that you can fix it?
What would that be?
Just in terms of, as Jack said, the inside 50s, or whether it's a training load thing?
Well, there's no doubt we need to use the ball better. That to me is the one thing we need to do, is use the ball better, and when we're getting our hands on the ball and use it better going forward. That's the theme to me, and we're not doing that. But you've also, we're developing a group that can use the ball well, we're developing a group that can defend well, we're developing a group that can play the game the way we want to play them, and we're not there at the moment, but we'll get there.